Club fan club. My name is Liam, one of the Hustle Brothers here. I've got my two friends with me. I've got Christopher and Francisco. Guys, actually, I'm in the mood for a really, really active chat today. Dude, there's quite a few of you already sitting there, and the likes are nowhere near where they need to be. Smash that like button now. What happens when you like the stream? It shows you out to more people. The more people we get in here, the bigger chat we get. Guys, how are we getting on today? Chris, I think you were flat out working yesterday, but how are you getting on today, my guy?
It's Friday. It's Friday. We've got my boy Francisco here. It's Friday. I mean, can it get much better? Really, Francisco, how we getting on, buddy? How we doing?
Doing great. I mean, it was a rough morning, and I'm like, man, it's gonna be another one of those Fridays, low volume, like people are not reading trading, like it's summertime, like, and I was ready. Like you see, I'm wearing my golf shirt. I was out there practicing my swing today because I was in the morning. I'm like, it's gonna be one of those days. Next thing you know, I'm done with the practice, like after lunch, something like I'm like, what the heck happened here? Or like later in the day, and I'm like, what happened? I saw the red wire and like RKLB just went straight up. I'm like, oh, something happened. Saved the day. I'm like, good. Come to find out, we have some breaking news, huh? I don't know if you have the. I don't know if you have the article there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys,
yeah, there you go.
I think the breaking news is
not that breaking news.
There's a mysterious object spotted in space, roughly the size of Manhattan. Could be a hostile alien spacecraft or advanced alien probe. Francisco, my guy, is this the one you're talking about? No.
Oh yeah. Actually, after I saw that one, I sold my stocks. I'm like, I'm selling out. I sold my whole portfolio. I'm cashing a private jet tomorrow to Dominican Republic, and I'm just gonna spend all the money. I'm just gonna go out and with a bang.
Hey, you're taking me, man. I want to go with you. I'll go right along with you. Let's do it.
These aliens are not gonna catch me without having some fun.
Right, guys. So that's not the breaking news we're talking about. Chat, do let me know. Do you believe in aliens? That's something that is quite interesting.
I mean, I kind of have to believe in aliens if I tell you. Like it is crazy, but I don't tell a lot of people. I actually freaking saw a UFO once. Like I actually did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like. It is crazy. I'm like, whatever. I saw it, but I'm like, I was like in the middle. I'm like, whatever. I don't really care. But just because I saw, and it was one. It was like the one that they showed. It's like on a V shape, like it's a few of them, and they were like right on top of me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like it was crazy. But then that's it. After that, I'm like, something's weird. But it could also be a top secret spacecraft. So I don't know.
I think Bob Lazar was right. Bob Lazar was right.
Oh my God.
Let's go there. Bob Lazar was right. You're getting demonetized, Leah.
Definitely.
But no, like, but in space, everything's so big. The galaxy, there has to be life out there. Now they're reaching us. Like I don't know. I mean, we're about to find out. Apparently, apparently they're getting here soon.
Apparently they're getting here and flying through our solar system at speeds only ever recorded twice of in recorded history. But yeah, Bob Lazar. Before I get into the RKLB news, I went down a rabbit hole there about 2 weeks ago, and I was watching the Rogan podcast, and then I started watching all the Bob Lazar stuff. Do you know what? That guy is a madman, But it's quite interesting. But guys, I don't.
We should get go on. We should get Jeremy Corbell on here. That'd be hilarious. Jeremy Corbell, he's the one that did the Bob Lazar Netflix documentary. He was on with Rogan. He's the big UFO conspiracy, quote unquote, conspiracy theorist. The guy's amazing, and he comes with tons of receipts. I mean, we're not trying to get into like some crazy alien conspiracy theory like a live stream here, but we did go down a rabbit hole. You guys know how we do, man. I apologize, but that'd be a lot of fun too.
Let's not do that. have you guys seen this guy called the Mad Astronaut? Like, he used to be really good, and then at one point he started getting into that UFOs and stuff. I'm like, I have to unfollow this dude. I'm like, he
no,
was
the angry astronaut, right? The angry astronaut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what happened to him? like, no, I can't keep watching all
That'll
these
be us
videos.
next. But God, do you know another one I went down the rabbit hole before on was Graham Hancock. Graham Hancock, and he goes on about the pyramids, and he thinks there was aliens that came down and made pyramids and stuff like that.
That's right.
But guys, you're here for a Rocket Lab stream. I don't know how that started. That wasn't
because maybe Peter Beck can save us. Maybe that's where you're going. You know, he can come up with something and stop the aliens. We hit him with like an electron, a haste. Hit him with a haste.
Haste.
That's what haste is for. Well, Beck is actually facing Beck is facing some new challenges, or at least in the news, it looks like new challenges.
He's wearing a tie. Yeah,
he's wearing a tie. Definitely. We've seen the guests showing up. The people they not only have on their board, but the people they've been showing up and they've been talking with. At the same time, you look at something like I don't know. We're always trying to look ahead to the future. You know, we're always trying to look to the next big thing and the obstacles, and something like the video that Liam put up today about the dredging. We have dredging coming up. It does take a certain amount of man hours. It does take all that boring number crap or whatever. But it's a big obstacle. It'd be ignorant to think that Beck has not already thought what the limitations are and thinking outside the box on that.
Man.
I know you probably. I didn't see yesterday's. You guys know that yesterday's bad for me. I'm going back and watch that. Maybe you guys already covered that. But in my opinion, when it comes to the dredging, I did want to hit on this really quick. I know we got a lot more to get into, but again, you guys might have already hit on this, but it does take a certain amount of man hours. It does take a certain amount of money, and there are more than one option. There's a reason why they're building the bridge to give a third option or second or third option later down the line. And I'm not thinking that the dredging is going to be the biggest problem. I'm thinking that the regulation, the EPA, the permits, that's going to be the biggest delay. And we've seen the news where Trump is trying to just jump past that, or speed that up. And we're looking into how is the Golden Dome going to fund these things, and how are they going to ramp these things up to make things happen in the next 3.5 years plus. I think again, as always, it's the little things. It's the little things. And yes, the dredging is going to be very important. It is going to be something that's going to slow us down. If you do the basic numbers based on what I know from dredging, and I'm not an expert, but I do live here, you're looking at about a best case 3 to 4 month delay on things being arrived to. Yeah, that's big. I mean,
you go out there, Chris. You got some experience with like water and like.
Well, that's what me and
Francisco all day long. Please hire me right now, dude. I'll do it in 2 months. Promise. I know the waters. I know how to use machines. I'll do it all day long. But I'm looking at, where everything's being done through Mars, MARS, because a lot of it's again funded through SpaceX, or I'm sorry, not SpaceX, but Space Force. And it's all government basically. So there's a lot of red tape, obviously. And there's unions involved, and people can only work a certain amount of hours, and you got to deal with the tides, and there's a lot of variables that come in there. So I'm not trying to be a bear here. I'm not trying to be a bear. They had permits to launch, using barges to ship from Maryland to Wallops as early as January of this year. Now we're seeing some issues, and it's not the entire stretch. Like, it's not like the entire, like, let's say they got to go like 500 miles. They don't have to dredge 500 miles. You're talking about a few spots that, because of the weight of the barge and the weight of the cargo with Neutron, they can't get through. So so it's not going to be that intense. It's going to be more of weather, man hours, and things of that nature. So you put a worst case scenario Worst case scenario, 3 to 4 months. To me, in my opinion, but you know, I'm always wrong. That's fine, but I'm not scared to call it out.
I tell you what, the Golden Dome has so much freaking money, bro, that they can use like, I don't know, a small percentage, and you know what, send a team and put some money and make this thing happen. I mean, it is national security stuff. They need to get Neutron. They want to get another launcher going. Trump and the administration wants to get another one. So be like, you know what, national security guys, put some money on the side for Golden Dome just for this, and let's make this happen and make it happen quick.
And guys,
exactly.
What I want to do, I want to backpedal a little bit for any of the guys that didn't see my video earlier. I done about dredging and kedging and the difference between and what they are. So let me break it down simply. I did put up graphs and everything. I'm not going to bring them up now because then there's no point in my video earlier. But with dredging, what it is they go in and they just dig out the riverbed, make it deeper, easier for the barge to go down. That is the ideal preferred method, and they have submitted approval, was it back in March or so, for this to be done. And then there's another method, and it's an old nautical method called kedging. And what kedging is, now it's not great for the environment, but look, if you're going dredging the riverbed anyway, I'm pretty sure they'll let you away with kedging. But they have submitted for approval for that. And with kedging, what you do, you put an anchor in front of the barge, or a few anchors, and you more or less mechanically pull the barge along so you can get it through safely. Now, the problem with kedging is you need a different approval for that. And they're seeking approval up until June 2026. And June 2026, or by the time they finish dredging, whichever comes first. Now, kedging is very labor intensive. You have to have a lot of machinery, there's a lot of work to it, and it's expensive.
It's also a very big environmental impact. It's like horrible to the environment.
Oh, but Trump
is
something that we don't care about the environment anymore. Trump is signing stuff up.
Now, what it is,
screw the environment, man. Let's just launch Neutron. Screw the environment. No, man. That actually, you're right. That is a possibility. I know they've got. They're trying to get regulatory approval for that to be done. And okay, so in my opinion, we're looking long term here. All right, let's say we're a month or two late. No big deal. In comparison, and I didn't mean to cut you off because I'm sure you can already say this when you get further into it, but it's way more cost effective and long term. It's a lot better environmentally. You're gonna get out. It's gonna be a lot easier to get over those regulatory hurdles because you're not just destroying environment. You're taking environment and replacing it to another location, basically. Yeah. So didn't mean to cut you off there, but
no, you're fine. So with the likes of kedging, what you're doing, you're driving the anchor down and you're pulling. So you're going to pull the riverbed up with you. You go at a speed of around, it all depends on weather and how low the tide is, but you're going at a speed of around 0.25 mile an hour. Now, you won't have to kedge it the whole way, as Chris said, because in certain parts it'd be deeper than others. But just hypothetically, if you had to kedge it a whole mile, you're going to say that'll take 4 hours to do. But they're not just going to move one barge. Say you have to move the likes of 5 barges. Then you have to think about downtime and you have to prep because you're after pulling a whole barge up a river and pulling the riverbed with you. So once you go down to try and kedge a second time, all you're going to do is pull the riverbed even deeper down, pull it in front of you, and you're basically going to create a solid break. So you'd be pulling the riverbed with you. So what you have to do in that hour of downtime, you need to go in with another machine, another digger, and flatten out the surface again and go again. And this is why it's so bad for the environment, because you're just ripping it and then replacing it, then ripping it, replacing it.
I can do that. I can do that, by the way. I'll be happy to do it if they want to go that direction, and I'll lead the whole way down the river. But that's not the best solution. Not the best solution.
No, but we
No,
was talking that maybe the military could do it, like if they really wanted to, and fly some stuff in.
yeah, no,
Exactly. Exactly.
we say it's going to be
And
expensive, but to dredge that whole length, Rocket Lab have estimated it'll cost around 5 million. Now, I know it's not going to be cost effective kedging it. It probably will cost you another, say, 500,000, 1 million or so to just pull it up the river. Or if you needed to pull it over by crane or create your bridge, it is going to be expensive to try and transport it across. But I believe Peter Beck wants to prove his principle that he can get it in on a deadline. So I actually don't think they're going to worry whether it's 1 million or 2 over budget. I believe he does want it on the launch pad.
I mean, like, I swear, man, all these politicians and DOD, the generals, they want Neutron so bad, man, that I'll be like, you got the cards in your hands. Be like, man, make it happen. Have one of those big Navy helicopters fly. Have, like, I don't know, a big cargo or airplane fly it in. I don't know, something. Man, put it on a blimp. I don't know.
We saw
something.
We saw.
Put it on the Goodyear.
Yeah, bro. No.
I'm sure it's different.
100%. 100%. Well,
Like,
we saw the article come out. We saw the article come out about testing for cargo year or two ago. They're not backing off of that. They still want to use Neutron to test for cargo shipment to different places. Yeah, and also flatlight.
Right.
I think that's going to be a lot bigger than people think, man. I think that's one of the biggest reasons. I think in a lot of ways the government's thinking, all right, Neutron is 75, 80% the way there. If the only thing we're worried about is getting this stuff to the pad from Maryland to construct it and launch it, if that's our biggest concern, yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. If dredging is our biggest concern right now, there's a lot of other space companies out there with a lot bigger concerns.
No, I did submit a proposal to them on how they could get it to the island. I said you could transport via elephant and pull her along. No, but I did say here.
Francisco volunteered to take him over on a was it like a speedboat or jet ski?
But that wasn't me actually, because Peter Beck has a jet ski with an engine on it, like a turbine engine on it. I'm like, oh, have him like freaking
awesome. That is awesome. I'm sure the people in the chats are like, these guys are insane.
Yeah.
What is wrong with them
today?
Yeah,
they're on Johnny's in there. Johnny say, yo.
Guys, I said I want an active chat, and this is exactly why we're in such a good mood over all the news that has happened this
week. It's Friday.
We're just having a bit of fun. But I'm going to jump into the chats here. We have SpongeDrop. Hey, guys. SpongeDrop. Nice to see you here, as always, my guy. S3, sup, guys. S3 seems to be coming to an awful lot of our streams lately, so big shout out to you, my guy. Randall Ames. Hi, guys. I read Army Corps of Engineers are reviewing the kedging option. Yes. So it's gone through approval up until the Army Corps of Engineers. It's them that now have to approve this, and once that is approved, it should be able to get underway. As we said, with this kedging, I think Jacob touched on it on the weekly stock stream. With this kedging, the maximum amount of hours it would take, when I'm saying an hour and a half downtime and 4 hours at maximum to pull this, it'll take 5.5. Say if we have 5 barges, that's 27.5 hours if you're going flat out. Maximum, it's going to take like 3 or 4 days to get Neutron to the pad. That's a lot better than thinking, oh yeah, we're going to be a few months late. But that is pending approval. However, we are going to find out about approval. And if that does not take place, that is not the only solution to get Neutron to the pad. It's the most cost effective. It's the best of a bad bunch. But there is another way of getting it there, and it is via ramps and cranes.
The ramps that the Army has got some stuff they can make one of those quick bridges, like pop it up and they can make it happen if they want to, man. If the government really wants to, they'll make it happen. I mean, hopefully they don't build a bridge like the one they built in Gaza. Remember that? $140 million bridge that broke like in 2 days.
But that's the thing. If they're willing to give Neutron contracts for billions of dollars, they're gonna help Neutron get to the pad. They're not gonna worry about spending an extra 3 or 4 million just to help them get it to the pad.
Exactly.
But conservative millennial, you'll be kicking us now, because didn't Rocket Lab sort of stay flat after that announcement? But conservative millennial, yesterday, it was you that was contemplating whether to wait till after earnings. Look, we're not financial advisors. We can't tell you
well,
what
that's
to do,
right.
but we said it was risky, didn't we?
Oh my God, in the middle of us talking, then the news broke. And listen to this. I was thinking about him earlier because we said that, right? And then we have the news of Rocket Lab's picture. Chris, have you seen the pictures? Well, it was in the middle of the live stream. Somebody let us know to look. So this thing came out, and we're like, oh, you see how that thing is more advanced than we thought. Liam and myself, we thought that they should have these pictures posted like for the earnings. So now we thinking like, oh, if they're posting this picture saying that they're going to open it in about a month, they have more stuff coming. Oh, we lost Chris.
Have to.
Chris is gone, but they have to have more stuff. But you know what? I was thinking about him because you know what? The other headline that we got today, the Redwire and Rocket Lab Sky is go up. That's the other reason why we said, I don't know, that's too risky for me, because now you have the other news that the Golden Dome and the 151 billion. Now that was just that news. Imagine when they said, oh yeah, we contracted Rocket Lab for X amount of billions. Now what? And that could happen. We said news could drop. We was talking about how many catalysts can drop in the second half, and right away we got pictures and we got this.
And this is just one day after the other. Like back to back. Plus you had the senator picture. Like there's too much things happening at the moment.
Yeah.
I just think it's too risky.
Yeah.
If you want to be in Rocket Lab, I would not be risking absolutely anything, whether it's waiting to go in, whether it's selling off your position and hoping to get in at a cheaper price, or your beloved covered calls that has destroyed many, many people.
Bro, I don't mess with that.
I wouldn't be doing any of it, my guy.
I don't mess with
Johnny
that,
Mac,
bro.
yo, Johnny, call him whenever you feel free. I love speaking to Johnny. And then we have VCNC back again. He was following my stream earlier. But Chris is going to be out there with a 12-pack of beer, trench shovel, fishing boat, and a Paw Patrol snorkel. Where do you come up with these comments, my guy? I absolutely love it. Chris, you missed a cracking comment.
My phone got overheated.
Oh, yeah, my phone got overheated. Was covering how like this guy was saying that he was waiting for the earnings call, and like me and Liam agreed that that's not a smart idea because there's so many catalysts coming up, and right away we got pictures, and then today we got the news of the 151 billion from the missile, MDA. Yeah. And so we were saying that the second half of the year is going to speed up with catalysts, and we're probably going to get a lot of news. So I don't think if you want to be in the stock, it's like trying to save $1 here or there, like it's for sure it's probably not the best idea. Well, and I know what you left. Your boy Johnny Mac said on the shot, they cannot wait for Chris to get the tattoo and you disappear.
Yeah. Johnny's still paying for that tattoo, and no, I disappeared because it's 140 degrees right now, and my phone overheated, so I had to put my phone in a freezer to cool it down. So it might cut off again, but I'm back. Actually, that's not a bad question. So, all right, so I'm gonna do reversal here and ask you a question as far as the chats that asked that question. So would you rather have $1 million, like I just gave you $1 million right today, or would you rather have a penny today and that doubles every day for a month?
Well, I've seen that question before. You're asking the
now you look at that, and that's how you explain compounding interest. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to explain something called the reduction to the ridiculous. Okay.
Go on.
So let's say that I'm a car salesman, and you walk in my store and you go, "Hey, I want to buy a car and I can afford $300 a month," and they got good credit, and you're like, "Great, I just sold a car. I just made a commission." Guess what? You just failed. You just lost money. Reason number one is, why are they even buying the car in the first place? Do they have kids? Do they own a business? Do they need a minivan? Do they need a truck? Do they need two vehicles? If they come in saying they can only spend $300 a month, I guarantee you they can afford six. But you're not going for six. But you get my point. So you first make sure you qualify them for exactly what they want, because you're not trying to sell them a car. You're trying to sell them your business. You're trying to sell them yourself. Okay? And they say, I can only afford $300 a month. You get to know them a little bit. You figure out the wife drops off the kids every day after, in the morning. She leaves at school and she stops by Starbucks. What is she spending? 3, 7, $11 a day, right? Let's say it's $3 a day. That's about $20, $22 a week, $84 a month. Okay, now she can actually afford a $384 a month car payment. Yeah, 84. That doesn't sound like a lot of money, right? No, doesn't sound like a lot of money at all. That's an extra $1,008 in a year. That's on one sale in one day a month. My point is that that's a profit that you're going after. You're upselling yourself. You're not selling a product. You're selling yourself. That's exactly what Peter Beck does.
But
he has a great product.
You're right.
He has a great product.
You got something that I forgot what I read this, but in a book somewhere, and it was from a smart guy, and he said something similar. He said that pretty much everybody has to be trained into being a salesman, because you pretty much selling yourself to everybody, even to your kids. If you have kids, you have to sell yourself for them to do stuff. So you always doing that. You're always acting like it's a salesman. You're probably doing that right now. You just don't know it. Like trying to sell.
And it's about the long term. It's about the long term, right? Because that long term value is more valuable than that short term reward that you get every day from your caffeine fix. Yeah, you got to cut out a little bit, but you both guys know exactly the position I'm coming from right now. And there's a lot of new investors, or there's people out there going, I can't afford to invest. These two guys right here can tell you right now, Chris cannot afford to invest. What I can't do is not afford to invest, because I've done my research. I see what the future is. One way or the other, long term, I'm going to be better off if I make smart and wise decisions.
Of course.
Of course, it helps having the kind of people in chats that we do, having these live streams, but that's how the big banks do it. That's how the institutions do it, and that's how the successful retail investors do it. I haven't reached that goal yet, but that same mindset, it rings true through and through. Whether it's a Rocket Lab, Redwire, doesn't matter.
But you said the word Redwire, huh? I think space convinced you guys, huh?
Oh, mate. me and Francisco, it seems to be our topic. It's let's talk about Rocket Lab, let's talk about Redwire, let's talk about Tesla. We're just banging ideas together constantly.
It was crazy though, because it was being a really bad morning for both Rocket Lab, Redwire, maybe with the ASTS news that they did that fundraiser again for 500. And it went down a lot, obviously after the market closed yesterday, but this morning it was horrible for them too. But then the news broke, and both of them, Redwire and Rocket Lab, went up. They got a lot of their losses from the morning. I mean, at one point they were both green. I think Redwire closed green, but Rocket Lab pulled back a little bit. But it's still better than 45 or 46, wherever they were at, the lowest. But it was not a bad Friday.
No, to me, Redwire, I loved what Space Invest said. If Space wins, Redwire wins. To me,
I agree.
This $15, $16 range is just perfect for me to add into Redwire. They're one of those that I'm backing them It's more or less diversifying out my space portfolio because I don't want to be way too heavy anymore into RKLB. I'm sort of spreading my wings a little bit. But look, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When this gets up to like $20-$25, I'll be taking profit and it'll be straight into RKLB. Like, you can't convince me not to.
No. Yeah, I wouldn't blame you, because I think I told you before, I've done that where like I bought red wire lower like 12 like that, and he's 20, 21, 22, whatever it was, and I sold everything. Then I bought again, got into 20, I sold again. I've been lucky with some companies doing that, but I do exactly what you're saying, because at the end of the day, like, I know RKLB, like I know everything about RKLB, and I trust RKLB and Peter Beck and the whole team. So I'd rather put my money there, you know. It's not that I don't like my money at Red Wire. I just know so much about RKLB, and that's my highest motivation. Yeah, I feel confident. Exactly. I can go to sleep, like what we were talking about last night too. I can go to sleep knowing that my money's at RKLB and Peter Beck hands.
And that's the thing. It's not that Red Wire is a bad company. We're not saying that at all. It's just I haven't done enough due diligence on Red Wire to be able to go to sleep at night and know that, like, tomorrow I'm not going to wake up and it's $8. And then if it does go down to $8, that I'd be confident that, look, I'm going to get my money back. Whereas if RKLB dropped to $4, I'm still confident we're going to get back to where we are.
Exactly.
So, like, it doesn't bother me at night how heavy I am in RKLB. The only thing is, because we've had such a big run at the moment, I've said before about how non-diverse my portfolio is, that because my portfolios ran up so quickly, I just feel like I'm at the stage I need to start protecting myself, and I am diversifying out a little bit. I always had the philosophy on go hard or go home into high conviction stocks that you believe in. But I'm now at the stage where, like, if I lost everything, I wouldn't have that money behind me to just replace it in my portfolio. Whereas before, when I was very high convicted, very low diversification, if it all went to zero, I could have just replaced that money.
I wouldn't sell. I wouldn't sell right now. As far as RKLB, no. As far as RKLB, we're way early.
RKLB, no.
Nobody's
touching that. Yeah, nobody's touching that.
Hey, no offense to anybody. You take profits. Believe me, I know what it's like. You take profits. You live your life. You get your own goals. I respect that. I love that. That's awesome. Take your profits and run with them. Me personally, I think we're still early. I think we're still very, very early in RKLB. Just my opinion. It's not financial advice, but yeah, we can see a pullback, but
pullbacks always happen.
Beck is amazing, and Beck we trust for a lot of reasons. Again, the dredging issue, not worried about. If that's the biggest thing we had to overcome, man, I thought the engines was the biggest thing we had to overcome. We got news on that. You got to find that in a few little clips here and there, but Francisco will tell you that's the biggest thing I've been worried about from day one. If they're ready to assemble, they're ready to launch. That's it. If they're ready to assemble, they're ready to wet dress rehearsal, they're ready to launch. And yeah, it probably takes about 30, 45 days before they get all the connections and all the pressurizing and all that kind of crap going on. My worst case scenario for the dredging was about 4 months. Do I believe that? No. I don't think it's all across the entire sector. That's just worst case scenario. It's worst case scenario. Better plan for worst case and hope for best case, but I still see a neutron launch for this year, guys. What do you think?
I know, yeah, for sure.
I'm heavily optimistic as always. I told you I wear my heart on my sleeve. I've always thought will be 2025 until Peter Beck turns around and say it's not possible. As long as he gives me a glimmer of hope, it could be 2025. I believe it's going to be 2025. But what I want to sort of say as well is, so I love speaking to you guys as a community, but I feel like I'm always talking to RKLB bulls, and then I get afraid, like, sometimes does that like cloud my vision, because like you're always going to agree with me when I say that RKLB's going to do this, RKLB's going to do that. So I do like then like getting another opinion when I'm speaking to my eVTOL guys. And it's not that they're bearish on the stock, but you know, when they can sort of tell me from an outside perspective, like whether I'm overestimating a company or not. And I remember I was creating that video earlier about dredging, and I was speaking to Reese, the other hustle brother that I do the eVTOL stream with, and I was like explaining it to him, and I said, am I mad to think like they are going to get this over the line like pretty easy? And Reese turned to me and he goes, why would you be worried about can they get something down the river using a proven method when these guys can launch something to the likes of Mars, to the likes of the moon, to Venus, and they're building a reusable rocket that's going to be able to return to launch pad? Like, come on, guys, we need to put it into a bit of perspective. But
guess what? Like, I found something else too. Like that budget that passed, also that there was 51 billion that passed through for that the National Reconnaissance Office. I just shot. That's juicy too, right, Chris? National Reconnaissance Office. That haven't we launched for them before? But Chris, what do you think? I have to look at this budget, man. It's pretty juicy, man.
Have we lost Chris there?
Again, it looks like
or is he muted?
Chris, we can't hear you. You might be muted.
Another 51.5 billion known as pass-through funding is part of the Department of Air Force request, but funds outside organization like the National Reconnaissance Office. Have we?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was muted. Did you say 51 billion?
Just for the National Reconnaissance Office, and I think refresh my memory. Have we worked with them before?
Oh my god!
Oh, no, that's a lot of money.
I had
the
actually,
Air Force is 250 billion for the Air Force, a physical 2026.
Yeah, I've actually got this in my notes right now because you sent me something earlier. I don't know if it was the same post, but you did send me something. I think you sent the exact same thing. Yeah, dude.
No, this is different. Did I send this to you?
Are you sure? Are you sure? Okay, so now that would be more than one post because I saw this about 3 or 4 hours ago. I thought you sent this to me, so that would be different than what you sent to me. So that would be just more confirmation.
No, yeah, the other one was because somebody posted about it. 150. It was 151 billion for the Missile Development Agency. This is different. This is Department of the Air Force, and they have like their budget is freaking crazy. But think about this. Now, Redwire with the drones, some of that money is probably gonna go for the drones because the Air Force is in charge of that. And
that reminds me. I've got a photo. Yeah, dude. It reminds me. I got a photo. I got to send to you. I can't share it here live. I can share it with you because I know you. And I know you won't share it, but I got something to show you. Wow. Yeah. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And again, we missed the small things.
Budget is crazy.
We missed the small. Dude, it's crazy because we missed the small things, and then we look back like 3, 5, 6 months ahead and we go, holy crap, they were planning this all along. All right, now you get my head spinning. I probably need like one less beer or maybe another beer. Maybe I'll get another beer and we'll talk about it some more. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Oh, no, guys, I've got one here, yeah? In the chats. GEOST 007 has put 140k on October $80 strike price. Anyone else loading this heavy? Bargain sub $20. Would you be confident doing that, Francisco?
What did he do? Like I just threw 100 in October 80 strike. He might use 80. But you see, I'm not a gambling man like that. I gamble a little bit, but I don't know, man. That is crazy. But you know what? He might make some money, bro. There is a chance. Let me tell you something. There is a big chance that by October we do have a neutron or parts of neutron on that pad. at least like a second stage, like hot fire. We're gonna have something by that time, and by then, well, just think about it. All that money
portfolio to just be gambling that on it.
But think about it. Yes, all this money that's being sent out, but through the Air Force, the Space Force, the MDA, there's a lot of billions all over the place. If we get
the
one
DOD,
contract, yeah, the
DOD, SDA,
yeah, if we
DARPA.
get one contract, this thing might shoot up. There's a lot of calories, like we said before, and they all can shoot up one after the next. And I mean, it's. I wouldn't do it because I don't gamble like that. I would be more conservative. But bro, you might hit it. Just make sure we'll take tips for Chris.
Hey, when's the last time you've seen Beck in a tie? Look? If I see Beck in a tie, it's probably
Chris,
a good time.
If you put $140K on an $80 strike price, if you had $140K, would you invest it in the stock now, or would you put $140K on an $80 strike price?
It depends on the expiration date.
October?
No.
Ooh, but you know what? Yeah, GEOST. It sounds like we're being bearish.
Again,
he could be the biggest genius if this works out.
No, he's probably. Dude, look, he could probably be 100% right. Everyone has a different approach when they're investing.
Yeah.
Everyone has a different goal, and everyone has a different ability. So, if someone were to say, "Hey, here's $150,000," me personally, no, I'm not investing that into options because I'm poor as fuck. But if I've got a few million bucks in the bank, and I'm thinking, you know what, we're going to overcome a few of these so-called bearish, things with the dredging and stuff like that. Yeah. Do I believe in Beck? Do I believe in RKLB? Yes. Do I think it's a bad call? No. Me personally, I would, I like to eat and have electricity, so it's a different perspective. We say this all the time. Again, sometimes you're a new investor, and we don't want to scare those guys away because that's who this post or these videos are mostly for. Yeah, we have a lot of fun. We bring all the guys in, and most of you guys know more about these companies than I do, but we do want to keep it, more towards the new investor. Great question, love it, but yeah, me personally, I'm going to approach it differently than Francisco will, and Liam will, or Maddie will. All these guys will do it a little bit differently. But is it a bad gamble? No, I think we're on top.
You could be the biggest genius known to man. We could be looking back at you in October and being like, "My God, that was a genius move."
That's what I said. Just make sure that we get a tip for Chris.
Exactly.
If you were here last year, yeah, and you would put $140K on a $20, yeah. Some people may have thinking you were mad, but
yeah, he's not that bad. Like I did a bet on an option once, and I only bought like 10. I think 10, 20. I didn't buy a lot, but it was a 10 strike. It was when it was like around. It was I don't know, maybe like 5 or something, and it hit it like in January, and then it kept going up. And that thing is like 6,000%. It's just crazy. I'm like, imagine if I would have done that, like 140.
Oh,
bro, I would have been a multi-million in there, like, and at that price. And my conviction was so freaking high that I don't know why I didn't do it. But I'm just not a gambler.
But
if I would have done it,
I'm under the like thought that like if we're going to 80, like if we're above 80, we're going to 100. Like,
no, yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Once we get close, we're going. Like it'll just
usually what happens. Yeah.
But
once we get past 54, 56, then I know about 10 people that they've already. Hey, look, you're flying me out. I'm building you water features. We've already talked about it months ago. You're like, there's no way it's getting past 8. Well, look where we are now.
I got another one for you.
So all joking aside, all of you guys are due for a water feature, and I'm going to just show up at your house, and you're going to pay me because we're way ahead of where we should be. But we called this months and months ago. We saw this, guys. I mean, all you guys in the chat saw this coming. We just waited for the markets to finally catch up. And yeah, I do think we're still early. Space overall is still very early. Give us 5-10 years from now, looking back, it's going to be insane.
Look at that. I just DM you something.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here. So
That's interesting too. Expediting stuff. Have you heard about me saying try to expedite stuff? How about
So
sending
we
a
have
unit to put neutron on wall-ups?
Space Force launches new unit structure to align acquisition operational functions. The new unit, known as the System Delta, will consolidate Space System Command Program officers for missile warning and space-based sensing and targeting. I don't want to read out the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just showing you that they're trying to expedite this stuff. I mean, they created 2 new units and to work on that on what the acquisitions and operation. That's good.
Oh
That's
no, this has to be coming to the day. As CNC, you need to up your game because Rocket Lab needs to get Sydney Sweeney to pump the stock. Do you know what? Who needs Sydney Sweeney when we can get a picture of Chris out there dredging the water? That'd be cracking. Dane.
I know Ring Dome told me Ring Dome Perion said at 54 I'd be going to Denmark.
Really?
Fool's Gold, he said 57, which he's cutting himself short because we all know that he did it at like 24, 25, but we'll give it to him. And he just travels. I don't think he has a home. He's just like a wandering gypsy, having fun out there. But yeah, we're overdue, guys. I gotta make my money. You make your money. We're all happy. Fly me out. I'll be there. Be awesome.
And then jumping back across, we have Conservative Millennial. ASTS is making more satellites to cover demand, so they will need to dilute. Spend smart money and make good money. Due diligence the whole way. ASTS, it's one of those. I feel like they're going to have to dilute quite a bit. Just looking from the outside perspective, I feel like they're going to have to dilute a lot going forward. These satellites are expensive to get up there and to build. I believe they will be, well, look, they will be one of the big players, but is it overvalued at the moment? I don't want to say that live. I don't want to put myself as number one enemy, but I just be careful.
I'll say it.
Go on.
I'll say it. They are going to dilute. We know that for sure. They're not going to, probably most likely, they're not going to dilute more than once.
They've done it twice already, haven't they?
Yeah. So now, is that a bear case? Well, all right. So we look at Rocket Lab. They diluted. Redwire recently diluted. For what reason, though? Are they diluting to overcome, negativity, or are they trying to, diluting because they want more R&D and they're seeing more potential for their future? So, yeah, I can see that many people can look at it as a negative. But they've had a lot of success recently, and it's probably not for a bad reason. So, if I'm not an investor in ASDS, but if I'm an investor, I would look at this dilution the same way I would look at the dilution of Rocket Lab a few months ago and the current dilution of Redwire recently as more of a investment back into the company. Not financial advice, but that's just what I'm seeing. And probably for good reason, because they're doing some great things.
But didn't Black Sky also dilute it?
Yeah, they did. That wasn't long ago either. That was only a week ago or so, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, a week. Yeah, they all have been diluting. But at this point when the stock is so high, they dilute to actually expedite stuff, make stuff happen faster. I wouldn't be mad.
And then SpongeRob has said he's becoming more bullish on Planet Labs too. SpongeRob, if you want to call in, I'd love to hear from you because we haven't actually found anyone that proper specializes in Planet Labs. I would love to speak to someone that is
I think
invested.
everybody sees Planet Lab like the little brother in the space team. It's like that little brother that is not gonna grow up. And
Like, who was it that said that to me? Scott O said that Black Sky is just Planet Labs, but better. That's why I just love to sort of see what people believe the difference is between them and where you can see the path to profitability is.
And to be honest, like I think all of them are going to be winners with all that money being pumped into space. So I don't know. It has to be a really bad company for something to go wrong, I think. So any of these companies, they're probably going to be winners, the ones that we have mentioned, including Planet Labs.
Also, guys, there's quite a few in there. Make sure to bang that like button. I will do a giveaway if we get enough likes. Also, I can see there's a few in there that are not subscribed. To be in for a chance to win in the free giveaway, we do it every few days or so. Make sure you're subscribed, and you have to have commented in the chat. It's a random, so don't be blaming me who gets it. But make sure you have commented in the chat. Literally, I press a button and it picks you. Conservative Millennial says, if that price gets there, everything has to be perfect at this point.
Including
I don't know.
If
they announce
Not true. Not
contract, if they announce a big contract, it's going to be exactly like what happened with the SDA contract. But imagine how big this contract's going to be. Like,
also, listen to this. We might get rate cuts too, and people are not thinking about that. The rate cuts are going to push all these companies even higher, because remember, they got all this debt, and it benefits them to get rate cuts. I don't know, but I tell you what, things happen in the market before. Like if they fire Powell, I think it's going to get priced in before the rate cuts happen, because people are going to know, oh, Powell is out, rate cuts are coming. And the market usually pricing stuff before it happens. So you got to watch for that one, because I think that's probably one of the next ones too. And I don't know, I didn't think about it, but we were talking about all these catalysts for RKLB itself, but we didn't think about
the macro market.
It makes all the sense in the world. And we've talked about this before, because look, because we're paying more per kilo, per whatever, for everything we have imported in to build whatever we're building. If you look at it, you look at the numbers. You guys know I hate the numbers, but if you look at the numbers, the tariffs, all the restrictions right now, they're affecting and the rates. Obviously, the rates, they're affecting the small cap stocks more than anything else in the markets. When we get some relief from that, we're going to see more revenue, and we're going to see a ramp up in production.
Oh yeah, that's what I want to see. And like, you wasn't here last night, but Leanne and myself were talking about that. That I think Peter Beck it's like a bittersweet that we haven't got a contract by the SDA or someone else, because now our factory space, the floor is actually kind of empty if you really think about it. But that's actually a better sell for Peter Beck, like go to Congress and be like, you know what, we got the space to build these things quick. We got the experience and we got the space. So we might, I mean, I will say that, like I can build them tomorrow. Yeah, so.
Well, do you think that's because they're actually ramping up Flatlight, and they're ramping up space systems versus ramping up launch?
I don't think necessarily that's the case, but I do think they're working on Flatlight, because I mean they have the space on the floor, and Peter Beck said it like at the beginning of the year, it's time to be bold, and being bold means building freaking satellites. I mean, what else? Like, what else are they going to be doing?
I think they underestimated that statement when it came out as well. It's time to be bold. Like, you don't just say things like that to your shareholders.
Right.
Like, trust me, he knows something's coming. And it has actually made me properly think too, yeah? So they've been going on about the demand for Haste increasing, yeah? How do we know this Golden Dome was not in the plans for government anyway? Like, no one's going to tell you. You don't know whether a Harris administration may have had a Golden Dome in the plans, and Trump is only marketing it as his idea. Like, I just feel like there's been a lot of whispers happening over the past year or so that has been like steering us towards, like, we created this whole thing about the defensive side of Rocket Lab is being like suppressed. We're not hearing enough about it, and people fail to talk about it enough. And now it seems to be accelerating more than ever. Everyone's more bullish on the defensive side, and I feel like now people are starting to turn their back on, okay, what about these commercial customers that may come about? But it's just, I don't know, staring us in the face now that, like, there's too many things happening. Peter's having his meetings with senators. You're getting generals coming, visiting the headquarters. You're having the likes of shareholder meetings happening literally before an announcement for the Golden Dome architecture.
And he's dressing up. He dressed up for the general in his black suit and for the congressman. Like, so this is not like he's taking it serious. And then remember, he went to, what was it, Japan, and he had that meeting with those people. We don't know what came out of that. We might get a surprise at the earnings call about that.
Like, I
There's
think
so much stuff that can happen, man.
Loads of people are looking at Neutron, yeah? Neutron, just forget about Neutron for a second. Neutron is going to happen.
That's what I said to Chris. Like, I don't even think about it.
Don't think about Neutron. Neutron is just happening. Like, whether it happens in September, October, November, December, or it happens 5 years down the line, Neutron's coming. We need to think about what we have now, what we can bring to the table now, and what contracts can be put into place. And this 60 days is for them to come up with the architecture and go to Trump. Nothing saying they can't inform their providers whether they're getting a contract or not prior to then. So Rocket Lab may already know whether they're in contention for these contracts. Just think how mad it's going to go when either Peter or Adam says that, like, look, we are in contention for X amount of billion contract. And then imagine what's going to happen when it actually gets announced. Like, this is something all valuation models that you have ever heard around Rocket Lab have not priced in. Because 6 months ago, no one was considering a Golden Dome and this whole 175 billion. Some people are saying it's 500 billion. Some are even saying it's $1 trillion over the next few years. So that valuation has not been put into any valuation model at the moment. So just let that sink in for a second when you're thinking, look, Rocket Lab may be a bit frothy at the moment. Maybe it's not. Maybe if we get one of these contracts, you're going to have a different thing to say about it. And then maybe that $80 strike price is looking pretty tasty.
There's not a maybe. Again, not financial advice, but there's not a maybe. 175 billion just for the Golden Dome. Initially, it was 24 billion for Space Force to, kind of support and help Golden Dome. They just got another 13 billion with a B added to them. Coincidentally, right after the 4-star general of Space Force visited with Rocket Lab.
Exactly.
Probably not coincidental. Usually, if you're a company and you have a bunch of money invested into it, another company, which Space Force does with Neutron Project, you want to see a return. And if they're missing on A, B, C, or D, you're going to come in and go, hey, how can we help you out? By the way, we have billions of dollars now because of Trump to back it up. Yeah, that was different 3-6 months ago, but now it's not. Now the money's there. The money is there. So whether the ramp up is going to be in satellite or it's going to be in dredging or where it's going to be at, I can see the bear case. I can see people thinking, it's not going to happen this year, but I don't see it in Beck. I don't see it in his body language. I don't see it in what's progressing at Wallops. And I think we're going to see a launch this year, or at least an attempted launch.
I'm telling you right now, Peter Beck is working hard on getting us that satellite contract or constellation or some sort of contract. That's what he's really doing. Because I mean, you're not seeing people from the world. You're seeing him with these big people from DOD and Congress. Like the dude is doing his work. Like he's making us money pretty much.
Well, we were talking about this last day. They're on about mass manufacture of these satellites. Flatlight has been perfectly designed for mass manufacture and tailored for large constellations. Sure. Getting into it, it was ideal for defense, national security missions. Like, this is purpose made for this. And then Verse CNC says, what if China considers the Golden Dome as an act of war and threatens an alliance with Russia and retaliation? What about those macro element geopolitically? The only thing I'd say about that is like saying
China does more illegal crap than anybody else.
Yeah, that is like saying, what if I go into a gun shop and buy myself a gun to protect myself, and the people that are going to attack me now think that's an act of a threat? Well, look, you either defend yourself or look, they can have no Golden Dome, and if they do go into any sort of heat, you have the likes of this coming at you, a Mark 20 weapon that can strike in 30 minutes, and no global defense can stop it. So it's one of those, I'm willing to take the risk that the Golden Dome isn't going to be seen as an act of war. And even if it is, the fact that these have Mark 20 weapons, if you have no Golden Dome, well, they can more or less overpower you anyway.
And like China does so much crap that it should be considered act of war against also the West altogether. Like they steal so much IP from everybody, and like even in space, they actually are very aggressive in space, and they don't care about putting trash up there, and also like they put satellites like very close to our satellites and try to spy on them. They do a lot of weird shit. They go to around our bases and take pictures, and I don't know how these people don't get in more trouble, man. But China has been at war with us for a while. People just don't know it, is what I say. They're hacking us or try to hack us like so many times per day. It's just crazy what they're doing. So they can say, they're gonna say whatever they're gonna say.
And then we were talking about this yesterday, but I'd love to get Chris's views on this. So China have a new Mark 20 weapon that can strike in 30 minutes, and all global defenses are helpless. Now, this is where I want to kind of bring it in, and I think it was Conservative Millennial has backed me up on this. So a missile defense system has always been in the books since, yeah? The Iron Dome from Israel, but the Golden Dome is just the name Trump has put on it. But they were always going to get something like this done. And this is what I think Peter has been sort of aligning the business, getting ready for. But Chris, with China having the likes of a Mark 20 weapon, is this what they've been talking about, Kratos needing, or Kratos saying they have demand for a hypersonic test of 1 per day? Rocket Lab coming out saying that they have demand for up on 1 per week. This is the reason why they need to get so much testing done, because China have these weapons available.
Yeah. All right. So, So first of all, let's take all that out of the equation. This is the United States of America. So bring it, and we will kick your ass. Without hypersonics, without whatever you got, we are better. Them's the facts. You go look at any. You guys know I hate the numbers, but go look at the numbers. We outweigh everybody worldwide. We can take on 9 countries and still kick your ass without the hypersonics. So I'm not concerned about U.S. defense and stuff like that. I'm excited about the possibilities of the numbers and what the future can be for companies like a Rocket Lab or a Redwire or ASTS. Because yes, it's going to be needed in the future, but we're still, let's be realistic. We're a few years off. We are. Let's just be honest. We're years off, and we are still early. In my opinion, we're still early. But no, when it comes down to like basic defense, I'm not worried. No one's going to touch us. We're freaking America. Come on, try it. Come on in. Good luck. It's not going to happen. And now, yeah, we do have a U.S. based company that does have hypersonic missiles that can launch pretty much on rapid demand. The biggest problem we've seen recently is weather. And not whether onshore, where they're going to launch from, but whether offshore, where they're going to deploy from. A lot of people miss out on that.
But the Haste can be a missile though. Like that's just the practice, testing bed for the other stuff. So I don't know that we necessarily have it just yet. I mean, Kratos out Northern is Grumman is working on that. Lockheed, they might have the missiles, or at least working on it. And there was an article yesterday about Northrop that they were like testing some hypersonic missiles, and they're getting crazy funding for that.
Northrop, Lockheed, both exactly. But you know, who does Lockheed work with? Rocket Lab. So and the Maryland complex, who is it leased through for Rocket Lab?
No, I agree with all of that. The problem is that there are you know how Peter Beck and Rocket Lab are not gonna be they're not gonna make a missile. So they're all we're gonna do is
True.
the test bed for everything, because
True.
you know how New Zealand is. And like they always said it, that they're not gonna be an offensive type of like missile, so they're not gonna get into that, I don't think. But you're right. And I was telling EM about that. Like Rocket Lab can help them, and they're gonna put Lockheed's gonna put their stamp on it, but it could have like Rocket Lab like parts on it, stuff that, because Rocket Lab have done that in the past. People don't know that, but since 2009, Rocket Lab has made parts for Lockheed Martin. That's how they actually made money back in the day, making parts for Lockheed Martin. So yeah, if they get a contract like that, Rocket Lab can still get some money as a subcontract for sure. In that, you're right, Chris.
Getting back to Planet Labs, SpongeBob says, can't call in today, but maybe next time. I nearly exited Planet Labs, but think they are finally embracing military applications and being more business orientated. They are growing library of Earth images, and they are using AI to help analyze. Think this will be great. And that's the thing, if they're starting to branch into the military side.
Okay, yeah.
Now, the only thing is the Black Sky not do the same thing?
I don't know. I think that definitely Planet Labs, their CEO, and those people that definitely didn't want to be involved with the military and anything like that. But
I always thought
the reality is that that's where the money is.
I always thought Planet Labs was very environmentally focused and stuff like that, and that's what sort of like pushed me away from them. Not because I'm against the environment, but it's just, I'm not being funny. I invest to make money. Environment doesn't really come into it with me when I'm trying to make money. It's a harsh reality, and I think that's how the world works. But that's my initial thought always for Planet Labs, where they were very environmentally orientated and do the right thing and the best thing. Look, it's worked for Elon, but like, I don't know. I don't think Planet Lab is run by a guy like Elon. Lazy Legend says, "What's up, Puzzle Brothers? How are we getting on, my guy? You seem to be here an awful lot too, so big shout out to you." Guys, also, I've seen a few of you have smashed a like, but smash the like. This stream is growing as you are watching. It's getting bigger and bigger, so big shout out to you. But yeah, I will be doing a giveaway towards the end of this stream. To be entered into this, you need to smash the subscribe button. And yeah.
And it's Friday too, man. It's freaking Friday, man.
Friday, we got pictures. You gotta go out there to Wallops and use your drone like Chris and like record the pad. You gotta do something.
Yeah, we're
feel
trying
like
to
if
play
you
into.
flew off a Wallops, you'd probably get shot down, wouldn't you?
No, actually, no, I
Nope.
wouldn't. Well, I can't say why, but Francisco knows. And Francisco knows. But no, I'm gonna. All right, so we all know that I'm trying to host this party for Neutron. I've got to call a date. So uh, right now we're booked up as far as where we want to be booked up, and probably through September. So we're gonna call like mid to late October. So we'll just do it live right now. All right, we'll just do it live right now. Screw it. Um, Regardless of who can come out or whatever, but you guys give me like weekends of like the second to last, the last weekend of October, maybe first, the second weekend of November. But after that, it's holiday season. You got Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, all that stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, because
I'll
we
leave
kind
it.
of have to wait for Neutron to be on the pad because they ain't Peter Beck and Adam Spice offer to do the investors and give us like a tour and everything. So we kind of have to wait for that.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm all for that.
I
I'm
want to
all
put
for that.
something
That's
out
why I
there
put it
talking
to the
about Peter
chat
and
to you
Adam.
guys. Yeah, just I put it out to all you guys. I mean, I'm done trying to set a date. I've tried, as you guys know, I've tried several times.
Yeah, we can't
And
have a day to like we already know for sure that we got to get some more Neutron parts at least over there.
well, it
I want
doesn't
to.
have to be a launch. It doesn't have to be during a launch.
Oh
It
no,
can
no,
be
not a
like,
launch, but like at least so we can see the freaking rocket on the pad. I would like to do that. At
oh
least
yes,
take a
sir.
picture. Yeah.
Yeah, we all know you want to stroke the rocket. I want to
Oh
stroke the
yeah, I
rocket
want.
too. Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
stroke it too.
Nah, I want to address the chat actually. Oh, I need to be careful the way I say this. Guys, would you be interested if we interviewed Peter and Adam? Just putting that out there. But getting back to it, Vast CNC says, I have no doubt RKLB will get a taste. Francisco smiling, my guy. I have no doubt RKLB will get a taste. But I wonder how big the bite will be. We will have to win in simulation to prevent war. We need this tech in place yesterday.
He's right that we needed this tech yesterday. He's right about that. Like we've been slacking, and like China has advanced like very rapidly everywhere. Actually, Navy, Air Force with their fighter jets, they can build pretty quick, like a lot of stuff. So yeah, we've been slacking. I agree with him. A lot of this stuff should have been in yesterday. He is right. I agree with him 100%.
And that's what we're going to see more and more money coming into Rocket Lab and Redwire.
Now we gotta catch up. We're playing the catching up game.
Bro, exactly. We've already proven ourselves. I mean, Haste, we've done it. We've proven ourselves. We can do it. Yeah, Space Force is not backing off. They've already invested a lot of money in Neutron. Lots of money into Neutron. Again, no coincidence that these people showed up. Beck's in a tie. We don't see that. Beck's never in a freaking tie. Yeah, no coincidence. That's a big thing. Beck's
Okay, I got a
reaching
question for you, Chris. Do you think Beck will be wearing a tie for Neutron's launch? Oh.
No, I think Beck will probably be wearing like a Hawaiian shirt, laid back, trying to like calm himself down. Because internally he's gonna be going nuts, but on the outside he's gonna try to appear like, yeah.
I have another question then. Chris, will you be wearing a tie for the Neutron launch?
Oh, that's a good one. And he'd be wearing that tattoo is why he's gonna be
wearing. And the tattoo, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna wear like a wife beater or something like that because Yanni's gonna make me a tattoo that I hate. No.
You know what I want to see? I want to see everybody like wearing different Rocket Lab shirts. That's gonna be cool because everybody's gonna be rocking their Rocket Lab gear. So I'm very interested to see all the shirts like out there.
I have none. I have zero.
No, none.
And then
None.
SpongeBob says they were space hippies that Ashley Vance talked about. I think Planet Lab have had to grow up business wise. Yeah, I think when I started proper deep dive in Planet Lab was literally around the time I entered into Rocket Lab. So it would have been I don't know how many years ago is it this day? Is it 3 or 4 years ago? Yeah, to me they were too environmentally focused. But if you're saying they're gone more business focused, I actually might take a look at them. I could even do a deep dive. GC Andy says, nah, it's Saturday, lol. And I replied, it is Saturday for me anyway. Then SpongeBob says, no chance he'll wear a tie for Neutron. He'll be in a Rocket Lab polo for comfort and to hide the sweat. That's the thing, like, it will be a very stressful time. We're all excited, but imagine you have put your life and soul into
no, yeah. He said
he
it.
will be a stress head.
He said that he gets too stressed and there's a lot of stuff leading all the way to the last second that they have to take care of, and like he's just gonna be too busy. He can come out and party with us like that. But
no, he does that for Electron launches. Like each Electron launch, he's like still stressed. That's crazy.
Yeah, said that, yeah.
I mean, honestly, man, to be fair, I would be too. So it makes a lot of sense.
You think? I'll be like sweating bullets, man. Like, yes, it's crazy.
Bro, we're sweating bullets. I'm awake at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning and like watching this launch going, holy crap, I hope this goes really good. And Liam's like, are you ready to go? I'm like, no, I'm half asleep. I'm not ready to go, but screw it. Let's just do it, you know? It's funny that we get so involved, and when Beck realizes, you've seen the interviews with the guys like Maddie and stuff like that, and when Beck realizes, he's like, wow, the retail community, they're really into what we're doing. That's pretty cool, which makes it, you know, it makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then I want to give a big shout out to June. June, I haven't seen you in a while. How are we getting on? Do you know, June, I actually wanted to ask you a question. Would you DM me, please, on X? I promise you it's not bad, it's good. But yeah, DM me on X.
Wow, Liam, you got game, bro. You got a wrist, huh?
Oh yeah, that's my wrist. That's my
wrist. That's right. That's right. Just like that.
That's how I pulled Chris, you know.
That's exactly how you pulled me.
Just getting my DM.
Beck will be in the bathroom puking for Neutron from his history that I know of.
Yeah, he did say that. You're right, though.
And then Vassian C says, if I could get to the launch, I would freaking dress up. Do you know what? Oh, the launch is going to be so exciting, my guy. Oh. It's one of those, we know for certain Chris is going to be there. Francisco, are you going to be at the actual launch?
I'll try my best. It's a little bit far from me in Florida. I got to catch a plane to get out there, but I'll try my best. If I could go out there, if they have a date, I'll go for the whole week or whatever.
And Francisco and Yanni will both be staying at my house, and we're taking daily tours and making sure we don't miss nothing. Yeah, we're not missing Neutron launch. Of course, that's up to them. They know it. They've been invited out. But yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Lots of fun.
Leanne, you're out of luck, man. Junie's in Florida. She's in my city.
Where did you say you live, Francisco? You said Florida, didn't you? She's probably
I live in South Florida. I'm gonna have to be like, yeah, hit my DM now. I'm sorry. Like,
hey, no, Fool's Gold is coming out. Dude, the same thing. He was like, I'm gonna stay there for like a month. And I'm like, all right, stay here for a month. I don't care. So yeah,
it's not a bad idea.
We'll take a few boat rides over. You know, we're not gonna miss the launch. We might not have the exact best view, but yeah, we're making multiple attempts. That's for sure.
Oh, what do you mean? We have to go. We have to go to where this kid is taking the pictures from, like Wallop's Vantage. Like, he's getting a nice view from there. That will be a really good spot to see the launch from. That looks really good.
Actually, Wallace is going to come on here very soon. I know we've all been like waiting for the Haste launch, and it's been sounding rocket after sounding rocket. And
Great.
we saw Haste on the pad last week twice or 3 times. But yeah, he's on top of it. He's out there, and when we do get a Haste launch, we are planning to go live with Wallops Vantage and do the first, I guess the first classified Haste launch out of Wallops. That'd be a lot of fun. But right now, yeah, it's just sounding rockets. Nothing.
I mean,
Nothing to
it
get
should be
excited
getting
about.
close because the next window will open up July 30th, so 5 days. So we should be. I check the FAA TFRs every day, just waiting for that to pop up, and when it happens, I'll be posting it on X. But I mean, it should be the window's coming up. So,
That goes to what, the 27th, 28th, as far as the window. How long does that go out?
July 30th is what they're
Oh,
saying.
okay, even better. Awesome. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so
And
put it on
then
your calendar.
Conservative Millennial said, I'd see the launch for myself, but being all the way in Cali, it ain't easy. Do you know what? Considering how big America is, California is probably near enough as far as I am away from you. Then I want to jump back into something because Chris wasn't here yesterday. Chris, remember the launch we covered, Symphony in the Stars? It actually was confirmed as Lyra.
Oh, that's right.
So Tran was right that time. That was the satellite, the Lyra satellite, and then what was it to do with Lyra is Latin for symphony or something like that, or harmony. It did all make sense. You did say, Francisco, it was nice seeing the photon on top below the violin.
Yeah.
But we were talking about EchoStar.
Yeah.
And EchoStar's spectrum. And I remember were you the one that asked Ampan Man that time about EchoStar spectrum? Because it wasn't long after the launch, Chris. I can't remember.
Actually, okay, so here's how we do things here. It was Francisco. It was all Francisco. Got to give the guy credit. And when he mentioned EcoStar, I was like, nope. I don't see that. And he was like, no, you got to look at this stuff. You look a little bit deeper. And we speculated. A lot of us speculated all kinds of crap back and forth. And credit to Francisco, he stuck to his guns. He was like, here's the receipts, here's the numbers. You guys know I hate the numbers, but the guy was freaking right. And yeah, and it was funny is you look in the job search in Virginia right now, EchoStar is everywhere.
Really?
Everywhere. Yeah, big time. Data centers, EchoStar is blowing the hell up. And you guys know that. Oh yeah, big time, dude. And you guys know that Virginia is like, investing millions, billions of dollars in data centers.
But you know why, right? You know, most of the data centers are actually out there. Do you know that? And most of the stuff goes through here. Most of the data in the world goes through there. I think there's a high percentage. I have to Google it, but I think I'm right. So it makes sense. And you know what goes through there because you got all the big boys watching us, Big Brother watching us over there, the FBI's and CIA's and all these people. I guess that's why, right?
Well, that and you get INOQ or whatever it is right next to the Maryland complex, right next to it, right outside of the Pentagon, and they all have security clearance. All of them do, and they're all working together. So when you talk about the Golden Dome, there's not. Yeah, we talk about there's not going to be one big player. There's going to be a multitude of people that are going to be getting contracts. But again, you look at the relationship that Rocket Lab has with a Lockheed. They're probably going to work together. Kratos, same thing. Redwire, same thing. So
yeah, but now you mentioned the companies. It's not probably they're going to work together. They already have worked with them. Like Rocket Lab already working. He's still working with Lockheed, Redwire, and Kratos. We are working with all three of them. Either we're providing or they're providing something. It's just there's a partnership somewhere. So
That's my whole point. That's my whole point. That's my whole thesis. That's my whole point right there.
And then
RKLB investors from Belgium.
Kurt Nevin says, "Go RKLB, investor from Belgium." Kurt, big shout out, my guy. You always support us. Maybe me and you can hop on the same plane on the way over to the US to this neutron launch. Then Vasi and C has a good one. Yeah. Dream acquisition target for RKLB. Who do you want Peter Beck to buy? I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna say SpaceX.
Man, I was just thinking that. You got me. Bro,
that's cheating.
I was gonna mess around. I was gonna say that. Yeah, I thought you went first.
Cheating.
Nah,
that's cheating.
In reality, RKLB cannot even afford that even close. SpaceX can buy them. Same thing with Bezos. I always thought about that. I'm like, man, how come Bezos is fucking like buy all the stocks of RKLB and just do a takeover? Because
that's a great point.
Especially when it was like $2 billion or $4 billion.
That's a great point.
If I was Bezos, I'm like, I would acquire RKLB.
But would it get to a stage now where would someone try and stop it due to monopoly? If they did,
I guess I don't know. But let's see who. Let me answer this. Who can RKLB actually acquire? I don't know. I like the Mynaric and stuff.
Who
maybe the EcoStar.
There was one that I really liked the last day, and it wasn't EcoStar. It was someone else.
For the Spectrum. The Spectrum will be good. I guess we'll need it. We might not. I don't know. I know they're going.
Chat. Let us know what your dream acquisition would be. Oh,
we don't need a Spectrum. We don't need Spectrum. We don't. Sorry, guys. I know
we really do it. And the only reason I'm gonna tell you we do is because Adam Spice mentioned it like last quarter on one of the conferences, and he said that it's either gonna be through an acquisition or it's gonna be a partnership. And I don't think that we're gonna use it like 100% like other companies will, because we trying to focus on lasers. But I think they are gonna need some sort of spectrum. So
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair, but I don't see it being 3 or 4 weeks ago. That was a big topic. That was a big concern, and now it's not nowhere near the concern I thought it was a few weeks ago. I just don't see it. Not with the likes of a Mynaric coming on board, and we're just scratching the surface. I mean, we can talk about this for 4 or 5 hours and still not get as far as we need to get when it comes to whether it's a GEOST or Mynaric.
What about the acquire ULA?
Man, we're not supposed to talk about ULA. We're not supposed to talk about ULA.
We're just messing around. Like, what do you think?
Fair. All right, so.
Oh, I've got a really good one actually.
Well, all right, I'll make it really quick. I give it over to Liam, but they're going to invest in something, and they're going to go with some people that are familiar as far as lobbyists and familiar as far as like past contracts, just because of just makes their hearts warm and makes them feel like, all right, well, I can't go wrong. So maybe we don't see as many initial contracts out of the box for a lot of the small cap, space companies. So yeah, when you look at like a Northrop Grumman or a Lockheed or a Boeing, unfortunately, yeah, they're probably going to see some of this contract coming up and getting a larger portion of it. But long term, I'm not sure they can keep up. Not with what we're seeing with regardless of SpaceX or Redwire or ASTS. They're doing great, amazing things. And then, yeah, you add in RKLB.
So what company you think that RKLB should acquire? I know what you're going to say. Astra.
Well, yeah, we laugh about that, man. We laugh about that, but we go into culture. We go into connections. It's all about, in life, it's about who you know, not what you know a lot of times. And I'm not a big fan of Astra, as you guys know, but Chris Kemp, he's got a lot of friends in the right places.
Yeah, but I don't like his attitude, and I don't think it will go well with like Peter Beck. He won't be a match for Rocket Lab culture. No way. Plus, remember the dude went over there. Remember he was working. Now that you said that, remember he used to work with Planet Labs, and like they went over there to see how they can use Electron to launch the Planet Labs satellites. And that's when he saw some of the ideas. He saw how they were building the rockets, and he went and started his own rocket company. So yeah, there's no freaking way. Like,
I've got a good one. Yeah.
Well, what you got? What you got? Relative.
So here's how I bring
this is cheap.
This is how I bring it back around.
Go on.
What you got? What you got?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
This is a bit of a cheat because we were talking about this not long ago, yeah. But it's going along the same lines as EchoStar, yeah. And you're saying that they need the spectrum, yeah. But if you want something much cheaper and a project I think resonates quite well with Rocket Lab is Univity, the French Univity company.
European company.
If any of you remember, this was the company we were talking about, we believe, Mynaric, supplying laser terminals.
Yeah.
But they have 5G spectrum that no one else has.
Good. You're right.
And then they're challenging the likes of Starlink, but the way they're doing it is they're partnering up with all different companies. So they don't actually have to have the capital up front. They're actually utilizing all the companies' partnerships to be able to build the infrastructure. Because we heard that Ampan Man said in order to build a constellation like them, Rocket Lab would have to be at least an 80 billion company. But if you acquired someone like this who's partnering with everyone, straight away you've got your constellation. Univity is my one, 100%.
And a European, that would be a good one because we're already getting into the European market, and that's already working with ESA, but they're working on that 5G for the European market, right? Kind of like the Starlink for Europe, right?
Yeah, exactly. And plus, they have the technology that, it's the wrong word to use, but basically biodegradable satellites that more or less they break up to.
Well, I think if they do that,
and that way,
yeah,
it would sort of fit in with Peter Beck's philosophy of having zero debris in space. So
yeah, but I think if they partner up, they're gonna probably mix it up with satellites. So the biodegradable satellites, is that what we're going with?
Oh, yeah, you couldn't have satellites breaking down on you. No, that wouldn't fit in.
What about something like Astranis? How much is that? Like there's some companies, Astroscale.
Oh, Astroscale.
Astranis is a different one. Astroscale. There's some stuff.
Are they debris removal? They're headquartered in Tokyo, Japan, focused on space sustainability and on-orbit servicing. So, again, we're all about this active debris removal. I think we're all going along the same sort of paths, this zero debris in space.
I mean, we have to go that way. It has to be more awareness about that because, I mean, even in Europe, I forgot, I posted something there. The ESA, I think, is trying to hire some companies, putting some bids out there for companies to come up with ways to clean up space. Because there's just so much stuff up there. They're trying to figure out how to get some of that stuff out.
Yeah, go watch, just watch Wild Wild Space. Watch Wild Wild Space and the Planet Lab for section. What they're predicting of the next 5 or 10 years is crazy, and the odds of us not having issues are, we're gonna have issues. So we have to space debris, space trash, or whatever you want to call it. That's got to be removed.
And I was thinking with the likes of space debris, we're seeing how good this Mynaric deal is, but that is something we do need to address, the space debris, because it's only getting worse. And one of the benefits of using the likes of Mynaric lasers is the high bandwidth and they're harder to hack, but that's because they're going through such a small surface area. And the problem is you get like space debris just getting in the way of your communication the whole time. You're going to be in with some big problems. And then the law says GSAT would be one you'd consider.
GSAT, I like that one before, but it's not gonna happen. And I'll tell you why. Like, you can ask Chris. I follow GSAT. I actually invested a lot of money in GSAT, and I bought a bunch of options. I don't do options, but I was so freaking like I honestly really thought I was like almost 100% sure that RKLB and GSAT were gonna do more stuff together. But the reason I tell you they're not is because they got cut from the deal with Apple. I thought it was gonna be Apple, GSAT, and RKLB working together for the Apple constellation, but RKLB got cut, and it's not gonna be GSAT because Apple bought like so many shares. They own like 20% of the company, so it wouldn't be GSAT. I was very bullish on that company at one point, but nah, I wanted it to be, but the reality is not gonna happen now.
Well, CNC said red wire.
Red wire. You know what? That was one. That was one when the company was like $4 and Redwire was like that too, like 2, 4. I actually thought it was gonna be a good thing if they work together, merger or an acquisition. Yeah, I agree with him back then. I don't know about now.
I know one they could just acquire like that. They could acquire Virgin Galactic, and that way they'd be able to do space tourism. You never thought of that one. Then we have no one is buying Astra. When the company finally goes, it'll be gone for good. Manama says their business model has a moat around it and was designed with that type of intent to take down big contractors. The question is, what need does the market have to can't execute on the current crop of acquisitions? Then SpongeBob says there has to be a big effort to clear up the junk. The Kessler effect risk will only increase as more stuff goes up there.
I agree. And Peter Beck is aware of that. And Peter Beck had called for something for the world to get together about that and make like something like the United Nations, something like focus on this stuff. We all agree with that.
Maybe SpongeBob, I was only messing.
Next acquisition, waste management.
SpongeBob, I was only messing about Virgin Galactic. I wouldn't go near them with a barge pole. Yeah, they could actually acquire some of the kit, but is there anything? It's a completely different vehicle. The difference with Virgin Orbit was they were actually firing smaller version of rockets, where with this like Eve, it looks more like an airplane with a rocket engine on the back of it. So is there much you could acquire from them? Maybe their site, I don't know. Their CEO is a former CEO of Qualcomm. They do have good connections, and SpongeBob's laughing. Chris, who was it you said you'd acquire?
I forgot, man. It's Friday. It's Friday, guys. I mean, calm down. Markets are closed. We're after hours. Calm down. Just a little bit. Have some fun. Realize, things can be a lot worse. We're alive. We're doing good. Life is good. Celebrate. It's Friday.
They said there would be more acquisitions, but we don't know. Oh, guys, I did a, let me see. I'll tell you, I got something. I did a poll on X.
Go on.
Here's the question: is when will RKLB Neutron Pad officially open? So pad, as they said, next month. So I put August 7th because it's the earnings call, and then the next day was August 27th for the stockholders meeting. And 74% of the people, almost 73.1, said that August 27th. And I think they're right. That's what I'm thinking too. They're gonna wait for that one, cut that ribbon, and like make it happen.
I think August 7th as well will be way too soon.
I mean, it looks pretty there, but like, yeah, it'll be soon. But I think August 7, like, I think we talk about this. They use it more for financials and like talk about all their stuff and just leave that other one, the neutral news for the stockholder meeting.
Now, the only thing about shareholder meeting, like,
I think August 16th.
Maybe they could announce some contracts, but then when I was looking at it, shareholders could have only put what they want to talk about through by, it was like June 19th or something like that. So have they already got what they want to talk about? And is it something like a dilution, which I wouldn't be disappointed about, but that's what I'm kind of thinking about. And do you know, with all these catalysts coming up and these big news, I don't know. I think we could get a good earnings, and then I think we could get something like a dilution at a shareholders
meeting. You think?
No,
I just don't know. But I know there's a lot of news dropping, and any of those can drop a lot of information. A new contract, it could be so much stuff, man.
And then the law says the cargo transfer program with the, I think you meant, oh yeah, you've corrected it, USAF will be very interesting in terms of revenue expansion horizontally.
And yeah, they'll be good. You know what's funny? That this past week, the Space Force Mobility Command was doing exercise with stuff like that, with cargo, moving cargo to the Pacific in cargo planes like C-130, C-5, C-17s, moving a lot of equipment. And like I said, that's why they want to use things like Starship or Neutron for.
And then similar to how they're looking at Starship. And then...
Oh yeah, like what he said, yeah. You just type it when I was saying it.
VCNC says, Wild Theory, Trump gets 5-eye buy-in on Golden Dome and sells them as tariff negotiations.
Hey, I like it.
Says, Chris enjoying his beer and the bands. Do you know what?
Well, I don't know. Let's ask Brock. Like, what do you think is gonna be RKLB's next acquisition? Let me ask him. Let's see. Let's see what Brock thinks.
Okay, go on. This will be interesting, actually, because it will proper dive it.
Yeah,
guys, any more of you got any more acquisition targets that would be ideal for RKLB, and make it something realistic and sort of tell us why you'd want to acquire them.
Don't be like Liam said, SpaceX.
Yeah, don't be like me, a dreamer. And don't say someone like Coca-Cola or something like that. That'd be random. What's Grok saying?
Type
Chris,
faster.
what time is it over there?
What time is it, or what temperature is it?
What time is it? What temperature is it as well?
I can't see. I don't know, man. I can't see nothing. I'm old and I'm blind. How about that? It's hot and it's late. That's the temperature and the time. It's hot and it's late.
The law says 1 year from now, where do you think the share price is? I'll say 150. Ooh. That's bullish, but I don't want to look with RKLB.
That's not bullish. That's not bullish at all. That's not bullish at all.
You think higher?
Oh yeah, all day. What do you say? Year and a half? 18 months?
Year. 1 year.
Oh, 1 year from what? 1 year from launch, or 1 year from now?
Today.
From today. 150. Yeah, I can see that all day long. Again, I think we're early. I think we're early on space. I'm old, man. And I remember the .com bubble. I remember the whole thing with the internet and people making crazy money on Microsoft and even Dell. You know, Dell went out of business, but a lot of people made a lot of money off of it, just like they did off of Virgin, which we don't talk about. But there's money to be made. Money to be made. Space is big. Space is very big. I think we're still early.
What would that bring it? A 60 billion market cap, would it? Oh. I think we'd have to get some very, very big Golden Dome contracts for that.
Okay, so fair question. Give me the basics. Basics. No, basics. Just give me basics.
Come up with anything. It's pretty much didn't say
No,
anything.
you guys. It's been way too long now. We got Flatlight. We got Neutron. Invested with Space Force. We gotta have some basics, right? As far as there's a reason. Again, generals are showing up and people are investing more money. Flatlight didn't come along because of they're guessing. They already have contracts for it.
But
are we early? Are we early? We late.
$150 by this time next year. That would make the $80 strike price like really, really tasty for October. It could happen. I believe it could happen. There is a way of it happening. I just don't want to put my face to that prediction of even, I don't know, 120 would be my like really bullish case, and people can call me bearish for that. But what's that? 1.5 from where we are today, or 2.5 from where we are today. Francisco, where would you see it in 1 year?
Like what were you like? Sorry, I was sure somebody sent me a message.
Price target is 150. Would you go higher than 150?
I told you infinite. I don't know. Like a price target will be, oh man, 150 sounds good, but I don't know. I think 150 sounds good. Who said 150?
Yeah. I'm the bear of the lot, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think 1 year from now. Well, 1 year from now, we'll be very close to being profitable too. So that's gonna make it go higher. We should have like at least, I know the Neutron mission coming up. I don't know, 150 is possible. 100, 150. I agree with that. I like it.
And then RW has just joined Sup Gang. Law said today. And then SpongeBob goes, I think it'll be a company to do with next phase services from space. Earth observation could be planet lab production, but telecommunications maybe a sub provider. I don't know. Would it be the likes of Varda? Varda seems to be distancing themselves a little bit, don't they?
We already have that in house. I mean, good observation, but we have that in house. We did more for Varda than Varda did for us. So, you take in something like the Venus mission. Yeah, we learned a lot from Varda, a lot of data, no doubt, but we did more for them than they did for us. So, no concerns there.
And then the law said, Sir Peter Beck going office to office closing deals. To be fair, you are right. And then soon, let's go. Oh, guys, I have an announcement to make. So remember how Archer Aviation and Rocket Lab are going to be on the same day?
Oh, that's right.
Aviation have pushed out their earnings to the 11th. So hopefully.
Oh.
What
Why is that? That's because of what they're going through with the lawsuits and stuff.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Ouch. Well, they went up today with the news of the billions of dollars. Like, I don't know, that helped them out a little bit. Because I think the thing with Archer is they're working with Palantir, right, and Anduril, so that could help them out.
Anduril, yeah. And then RW says we are very early. The law says, sorry for blowing up the chat, but who on earth thought it would hit 50 by now? Institutions are going to come in heavy after Neutron. Do you know what? You are right there. And that's why I'd never, I want to put my face to it, but at the same time, I don't think anyone would think bad of me if I said a random price target. 150 to me does still feel like a bit of a stretch, but yeah, I can see what you're saying. Like, no one on this earth thought would be at $50 this quickly. Exactly.
We did. We all did.
And then RW says, I thought 62 year end originally. Versus CNC 220. That'd be insane. RW, I agree with Chris. I'm sure there are customers on standby. SpongeRob, agree with Law. Rock Lab is almost completely de-risked after Neutron institutions will come in hard. That's the thing, once we get out of that research and development phase and we're actually firing the rocket up, that's all she wrote. It'll get exciting pretty quickly. Francisco, anything more from me, my guy?
No, man, I pretty much gave you everything. We going on the 2-hour thing. I think we covered everything for Friday. I think we did pretty decent for Friday.
And then the Law, I averaged at $5 a share with 24,000 shares. Never ever did I think we'd be here this fast. Yeah, honestly, I didn't. It's actually insane the ride we've been on.
Oh man, I tell you. Yeah, I'm with him like that. I don't want to disclose mine, but I'm pretty high up there. And yeah, average went down a lot. I initially got in the spot, went up, so half of the position at like close to the 20 mark. Then I started buying at 87 on the way down. So most of them, luckily, I got at 4 and 3s. So my average is way down there. So congrats on that too, man. That's good. That's a great position.
And then, Chris, have you any other news you want to share or anything you want us to talk about, my guy?
No, I think we've covered pretty much all of it. But again, look back a few weeks ago. There's a few things back in the last few live streams that we've covered that we're missing out on. So just watch out for that. But no, I'm good for tonight's been great. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.
Guys, my name is Liam. I am one of the Hustle Brothers here. You've been here with my good friend Chris and Francisco. I've enjoyed tonight. Do you know what? Back and forth with the chat has been really nice. You've really engaged with us tonight, and I love chats like that. We will be covering the earnings, but the thing about the earnings is it's not just going to be the earnings. The whole week leading up to it, we are going to have all the guests back on. We're going to have all the OGs on. We're going to have the likes of Space Investor back on. We'll have Jacob, a good old friend Francisco, of course. Yeah, it's going to be really fun. No one in the comments answered whether they wanted us to interview Peter or Adam. So I don't know.
Oh, Scotto's coming on too. We got Scotto right after earnings. That's gonna be a lot of fun. A big recap.
Great dude.
We all know I hate the numbers, but that's a great time the best time to do the numbers is during the earnings. So yeah, let's do it. A lot of fun. Let's do it.
And then big shout out Conservative Millennial. Great segment. Yeah, we will. We'll start bringing things like that on a Friday more often, make it a little bit more fun. Even over the weekend, we can bring fun segments like that to it. And Mans on Mars, just subscribe. We'll follow you guys. Cheers. Thank you so much, my guy. See,
awesome.
Jernigan says, you guys are awesome. I'm new here, but the last few days, I love watching. Do you know what? It's people like you that make us come back every single day. We are here daily. And do you know what?
Our best.
we do try our best. And some days it's harder than others. You do go through imposter syndrome sometimes. Sometimes I can be in days like today where I'm really excited and I'm diving through the research and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself here. And then other days you do come on and you think I'm back to square one. But it is people like you that inspire us to keep going daily. Right, guys. Until tomorrow, we'll see you then.
Tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow, guys.